It is 7/22, 2025. And I am stupid. I am so astronomically dumb. So I was about to get started and I was using my mouse. And I was like, why is my mouse not working? Why is my mouse not working? It took me a good 2 minutes. I was literally just about to fucking replace the battery when I was like, I unplugged. It's a USB mouse. I unplugged my mouse. I unplugged it so that I could plug my headset in so that I could record this video while my phone is plugged into my laptop so that I can import the stuff that's going on in the background. Hmm. Yeah. Really stupid, really tired too. Really dumb. Damn. Sorry. I've been following the V Shoujo nonsense that's been going on with the whole like Iron Mouse and then finding out V Shoujo's been like stealing a bunch of content creators money. Cool times. And I keep getting distracted anytime I get a little notification from like Reddit or YouTube or something and I'm like, "Oh, you're kidding me. It got worse?" Crazy. Um, what am I doing? Okay. Leave my fucking shit chair alone, dude. Stop. 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 No. Okay. Fred, again. Um, there's not room on my desk for him to sit up here. So he scratches at the back of the chair. Except for I have a bunch of cords and stuff in my lap as well. Like I've been making a mess of my desk because earlier today I was gonna finish the drawing that I started yesterday. Okay? That was in yesterday's diary entry. Well, guess what? Um, I had kind of gotten the poses figured out a little bit, and I started putting the hair and the clothing on. And then I had an epiphany that one of the characters needs a redesign. It hasn't been redesigned in 3 years and doesn't match the character now. So I was like, okay, I'll just redesign him. And I'll take a pause on this and I'll redesign him. So I redesigned him. And then I was looking at two of the, because it's a picture with three people. Okay. I was looking at two of them, the two of them, Arden, who just got a redesign recently within the last 3 months, because he's only had two designs. His very first design and the one that I redesigned 2 or 3 months ago. Okay. And so he matches my current skill, my current like skill with like character design or whatever. Okay. Now I had just redesigned Fletcher, which took like I don't even know how long. Okay. Um, actually, it didn't take that long. Okay. So I looked at the two of them that had brand new redesigns, and I looked at the third, and I was like, technically, I redesigned him recently too, around the same time that I redesigned Arden. However, that redesign sucked. That redesign was not good. It was not, I don't know what I was thinking. I looked at it and I said, what was I thinking? What was I thinking? I don't, this looks bad. This is bad. So I was like, you know what? I will redesign him again because I don't want to go back to his previous design because that one was also 2 or 3 years old, like Fletcher's design. So I have been trying to make a rule for myself. I have this problem, but when I'm designing a character, when I'm designing a character, I do this nifty thing where I never like it. And I just keep doing iteration after iteration after iteration after iteration. I have one character named Dante who, for 3 years, has not had a character design that's lasted more than a couple of days before I decide I hate it so much. I don't know what's going on. I have so many redesigns of Dante that multiple of them have spawned their own character because after a day or so, I'm like, wow, this doesn't look like Dante at all. What was I thinking? You know what? I'm going to recolor it in a different color, give it a new name, and this is another character. This has happened like 3 or 4 times. or I steal like half the outfit and put it on a different character, and I'm like, wow, that actually looks fun. Okay, so I've been trying to where for when I'm redesigning a character, and I do this often because I have a bunch of super old characters because I keep pretty meticulous track of my characters. Okay, and every once in a while I like to revisit stuff. Okay, so I keep very, very, very meticulous track of my characters. So what was I saying? What? What was I saying before I said something about me taking track of my characters? Okay, I keep track of my characters, and so I have a bunch of old designs. And so I redesign my characters a lot. What? I don't know what my point was. I've lost the plot. I've lost the plot. Okay. Um. Oh, maybe I was talking about how. What? I'm. I'm so tired. I'm really tired. I'm really tired and angry, and my hand really hurts because I think I've drawn more today than I have in I don't even know how many months. Because it's since I started this, I've been drawing at least once a day. But it's like I'll draw like one character, or I'll do just the poses one day, and then I'll draw the outfits on top later. Blah 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 blah. No, no, no. My hand is hurt and the side of it is gray from graphite. What? What was I talking about, Piper? Oh, hey. Oh my God, I got it. I figured it out. Okay. So it had gotten to a point where I was just never finishing character designs because I kept rehashing them and refreshing them and trying to fix them and make them better. And I just hated everything I was coming up with. And so I started implementing a rule for myself where the stack of Dante uh, concepts is about an inch thick of, and that's, I mean, it's like wrinkly copy paper, but it's copy paper. And like, there's a couple pages that are torn out of sketchbooks thrown in there. But I mean, it is a substantial stack of just me trying to design Dante. So I have set a rule for myself that I'm only going to let myself use one piece of paper, front and back. Now, sometimes do I circumvent that when designing a character and use my massive sketchbook? Yes, I do. But I was like, okay, I'm only going to use one paper, front and back. And by the end of it, I'll let myself draw one more time on a separate paper to kind of like clean up the design and like make sure this is it. But after that, I'm done. And I'm gonna step away and not touch it. Okay? And just call it quitsies. And unless I somewhere in the middle. So I had Fletcher earlier. And it took me 6 attempts. 6 attempts. Piper I was working on in the background. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm up to 10 already, and I have very little left on the paper. I have enough room for maybe like 3 more attempts before I'm gonna have to give up and just leave it be. Leave it be. I'm close. I'm close. I don't like what I have, but I think that I'm close to a breakthrough. But I'm stopping because my hand hurts so bad. Because I can't. Like, Piper is the main character of the story. So his character design is the most important out of all of the characters. But there's been this long running trend where Fletcher, one of the secondary characters, and Piper's frenemy, they're friends that like hate each other. Um, I've consistently liked Fletcher's design more than Piper with every single redesign. Because normally I try to redesign them around the same time as each other. Because what happens is I'm like, oh my god, I should redesign this character, and then I'm like, well, I can't not redesign his bro. And there's like 4 characters that all go together. That there are more characters that go with the story, but those 4 are the main characters, so they get refreshed a lot. The other ones, not as much. Okay. Some of them I have not touched since high school, and that's not my business. That's not my business. Okay. Either way, Piper is very important, but consistently, without fail, every time I read it, it's because it's a very simple thing. It's because Piper's personality is the kind of thing where I'm like, I know the way that I design things, he would not wear them. So I have to like reel it in a little bit. You know what I mean? Where the character has so much personality, it's hard to put them in an outfit and be cool with it. Meanwhile, Fletcher aligns more with my personality. He's a little bit more flamboyant. He's a little bit more shallow and will dress up more. So he can have like weird details or like frills or bows or extra nonsense on him. Meanwhile, Cooper is his personality is like, do you know how like in what is it in a comedy duo? There's like a straight man and a the two parts in a comedy, straight man and blank. What is it? Okay. So there's like the straight man in a comedy duo, and he's like the one who's like the foil to the okay, it is the straight man and the funny man. Piper's personality is he is the straight man until you realize well, it's not even a straight man and a funny man because it's not a comedy. Okay, the story's not a comedy. It's a tragedy. So he's the straight man to the wacko, the crazy man, which is Fletcher. And well, not even Fletcher at first. It's another character who's also important to the story, but I don't feel like introducing her, so it's fine. Um, Piper plays the straight man until you realize, oh, he's not the straight man. He's also a crazy person. You know? You're like, wow, he looks so sensible next to all of these people. And then you see him next to an actually sensible person, and you're like, okay, maybe he's a little bit unhinged. Um, and he's a very mean little person. He's very opinionated about things and kind of a little bit strict and uptight. And that kind of spirals into this. He's not a character that I enjoy designing, but he is a character I enjoy writing. So to write him, I want to be able to see him. And I can't, um, so people have varying levels of what they can visualize in their head. Me specifically, I'm really bad at I can visualize, and this shows in you can see it in my art too. If you notice with my art, my body anatomy is better than my facial anatomy because I, in my head, cannot visualize faces at all. At all. The way I'm not completely face blind. It's not like, oh, I don't know who you are if I see you. No, if I see you with my two eyes, if you're directly in front of me, I can be like, oh, that's you. But when I'm not around people, I don't know what you look like. I do not know what you look like at all. Okay. The way that I visualize people in my head generally is I will pick feature. Some people, it'll be just their hair. If you have glasses, I visualize your glasses if I'm thinking about you. Some people, if they have noses that are very distinct or eyes or chins, and sometimes I can't even visualize parts of their face at all. And I will just be remembering like, oh, they wear kind of this kind of clothing or this kind of stuff. Like I'm not face blocked. I just cannot visualize faces in my head. So I like to draw my characters so that like if I'm writing them, I can look at the drawing and be like, that's my character. That's what they look like. And it helps me visualize the scene a little bit better. I mean, I can't fully visualize faces in my head. Um, but it's like Paper in his personality. And also, every time I design an outfit, I'm like, he wouldn't wear that. He wouldn't wear that. He would be so pissed if I made him wear that. Um, because he's just a very strong personality. I'm not describing it very well, but like, it's hard for me to design him because he's not a character that I enjoy designing. Like Fletcher is a character I enjoy designing. I can put frills, I can put fluff, I can put a bunch of dumb nonsense on his outfit and be like, yeah, he'd totally fucking wear that. That's him. That's what he would do. Versus I have other characters that I have the same problem with where they're just their personality makes it hard for me to design them because I keep thinking they would have so many opinions about what I'm putting them in. Anyways, that's what I've been dealing with for the last like 3 hours. I got off work and got home, and I've been working on it ever since. Besides, like, I took a little, maybe 10, 15 minutes to eat food. That was it. Anyways, thank you for watching. Comment, like, subscribe. Please, please leave. Please leave here. Peace.